The Town of Palm Beach Allocation Committee is a group of volunteers that live in Palm Beach County, that all generously give their time and energy and talents to driving how the United Way donor money is given to our agencies.
We actually look at the financial as well as all of the different programmatic aspects to that agency and understanding kind of what they're asking the money for.
We all know how funds get to the United Way, but I don't think people know how robust the process is for us to actually get the money back to agencies.
We want our donors to know that every dollar that they give us, that they entrust to us, is going to make a difference in the community, that it's being spent wisely with care, concern, and wisdom.
So Allocation Committee volunteers come from a variety of backgrounds, and there's over 120 volunteers.
We have health, education, and income. Within each of those areas, our agencies will decide which of the focus areas they're interested in applying for. So it's agency-driven and program-driven within the agencies.
And there's 14 teams in total that are divvied up between 3 areas of concentration. And the allocation process, what you're supposed to be looking for, would be really the efficacy of that particular program that we're being asked to fund. So that would be in a package. You would have an application, and that application with the agency themselves states what their mission is, what the programs are that they're going to be bringing to the community, and what any particular specific program that they're asking for funding for.
It's about a 3-month-long process, but it goes in phases. So we have welcome, introduction, then we have 3 team meetings, and then we have a wrap-up.
So at a first team meeting, the team chair goes over protocols, kind of walks you through so that you have a true orientation from calendar to site visit, locations, directions, then goes through the financial piece, the programmatic piece of the application.
And the next part of the process is actual site visits. We are tasked with going out to every single site. The site visits can be just over the bridge to something in West Palm Beach. They might be out in the Glades. There might be an education program or a food bank we're visiting. They might be in South County. We go from Delray Beach to North Palm Beach up to Jupiter. They usually have their CEO or their executive director. There is someone from their board of directors, and there's usually the program director, so we can ask questions about the program.
They present their case, and then the volunteers ask questions, and they ask tough questions. They ask everything about the program and those they serve, and they talk about those inconsistencies that they've noticed in their review, or they talk about financial statement things that don't make sense to them. They'll ask about their expenses. They'll ask about their demographics. Why are they serving more or less than they did last year? And the agency has a chance to answer those questions and to, further explain and defend why our funding is important to them.
After the site visits, we come back as teams, and the first thing we talk about is what we liked and didn't like about the programs, about the agencies, about the board, about their financials. And it's a collaborative effort. We make sure everyone has a chance, and I feel that that is the real benefit of having a group of volunteers. Second meeting is strengths and weaknesses. We also get to make a list of questions. So if we come up with something, I don't think they mentioned that at the meeting, we go back to the agencies and we email them or phone them and we ask them to clarify things. But it's the third meeting where really the money gets allocated, where we find out just how much each group is going to get based on our recommendations. And then there's a final recommendation when the team leaders meet separately after the final team meetings to vote on that.
And this is the part where we get to decide how much money we're going to give them.
The recommendations then go to the full United Way board for a vote.
As amazing as the Town of Palm Beach United Way staff is, they don't get a voice in this. This is all volunteer driven, and I think it's very unusual. Yes, they provide input, they respond to our questions if we need additional information, but they don't get a vote at the table. The vote is completely volunteer driven. What other organization can you go from giving $1 to an agency to working through this entire allocation process and making sure that dollar goes to the best possible use?
It's so stimulating and it's so heartwarming to see how our donors' funds go to work in our extended community. And I think anyone who's a member of the community, the volunteer process just gets you out there and gets you to see where the dollars go to work. It warms my heart to see that the donations of all the good people and organizations and companies that donate to United Way are being properly allocated to people who need it.
I have to say, of any community organization that I've been, I think there is more impact and a wider understanding of the community gained by serving the Allocations Committee than any other non-for-profit volunteer opportunity that you would have in Palm Beach County.
I've done a lot of volunteering over a lot of years. This is single-handedly one of the most individually rewarding and fulfilling experiences I've ever had. I feel every time I walk out of a meeting or every time I've gone to a site visit that my voice matters, that the voices around the table have mattered, and that individually and collectively we're making a difference in our community, and that I'm a good neighbor to the people that are in my community. And to me, that's important. I can't imagine not being a part of this.